Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello everyone. My name is Abdul Karim alias from University Science Malaysia. This video is the first part of a series on engaging learners for an effective online session. So I'll be making a series of a video because it is going to be perhaps quite long. So I want to cover as much as possible. And I'm doing this video series on this topic because I think uh, there are a lot of educators, lecturers, teachers. Now we have no choice. We have to go online. We have to teach online. So there are a lot of people who are still struggling. Those who are still new, just embark on online learning. They are facing one of the challenges is actually to engage students, to make sure students are engaged during the online session, especially in the live session, or we call it synchronous session, as well as engaging students in the asynchronous session. That is when the students are accessing the content, but when the teacher or when the lecturer is not there to guide them. So this is what we call asynchronous. Because in online course, we have two modes. One is called asynchronous. The other one is synchronous. Synchronous is basically live session with the students where the teacher and the students can have a direct interaction during the session. So when we talk about engaging students, what's the meaning of engaging students? Whether it's on online live online session or in the asynchronous session, and what does it mean by effective? How do we know that the session is effective, and how do we engage the students throughout this whole session? So these are the main things that I want to share in this module. So you are seeing the module now on the screen. I will share the link for you to access this module. So this module is quite comprehensive, and this is a live module, which means that I will update the content from time to time to when there are new ideas or new things. I will add in this module so that you can you can try it out in your own course. So as you can see on the left hand side here, these are the menu or the content of this module, and this is the home page, the main page here. So let's look at let's start with the overview. Okay, the why, the what and why, especially the why, the reason why we are very concerned about engaging learners in our online session. So there is a general perception or sometimes maybe misconception that online learning is not as effective as face-to-face learning. And this is kind of a general perception that online learning is not as good as face-to-face session. And I totally disagree because I've been doing online learning for a long time, and I know that online course or online learning, if designed well, it can deliver a very good learning experience, even better from face to face. So I totally disagree with this notion that online learning is not as effective as face to face learning. Yes, the learning experience is inevitably different, but it doesn't have to be boring or less engaging. What I mean here, the online learning experience, of course, will be different from face to face, but it doesn't have to be boring. So we have to learn how and the technique or in the strategies, and try to get as much ideas as possible, learn from other people, how we can design our online course, and how we can deliver and conduct our online session in a most engaging manner. So in fact, we can design an online session to be surprisingly intimate and immersive. However, of course, it's easier said than done. It requires educators to have a change in the mindset, changing their role from stage on the stage to being a learner, a learning designer. So if you do online, online course, and if when you have the online session with the student, and all you do is to show your PowerPoint on the screen and start talking, just like what people normally do in the classroom, then there is no difference. And of course, you won't be able to engage the students if we do a very straightforward instruction or lecture from our PowerPoint, because the concentration span of adult learners nowadays, or adult people, average concentration span of adult are very, very short. It's a matter of, like, 8 9 seconds. So not only they, meaning that the educators, even the students as well, have to acquire a new skill set, but to master it and feel very comfortable using various online activities during the online class. Moreover, educators have to prepare their own toolbox. So you must have a few tools that you can use when you design your online course or when you conduct your online session. And these tools, if used properly, can really provide very good, meaningful, purposeful, and impactful learning experience to the students. So, effective online teaching often requires more planning and overall effort. Yes, initially, when you first start designing your, sorry about that, the, the sound of the plane. So when you for the first time when you start designing your online course, yes, it's very time consuming, and the learning curve can be quite steep for some people. But this is the investment of time and effort, and after that, you can use the online course, and you will need less time to improve the course from time to time. So effective online learning also would require the students to have a different mindset and skill set as well. So there are two parties here, the educators and the students as well. Both need to have a new mindset, a new skill set, and then practice. So the growth mindset is very much needed here if we want to be a successful online educators, successful online learners. Okay, and for educators, they need a new skill set in terms of the pedagogy, andragogy, pedagogical content knowledge, and to learn some tools and tricks of the trade, and then continue to practice. So, in this module, uh, you will learn strategies for online practitioners who are looking for new ideas to enhance their online instruction and facilitation, providing a new framework to consider when designing and implementing online interaction, including online discussion. At the end of the session, participants will be able to identify key elements of an effective online learning session, execute an engaging effective online learning session for their course, and review the effectiveness of their online learning session for continuous improvement. And this is me. You can check my online website if you want to learn more about me. I'm a professor of food technology, but I've been a long time practitioner of e-learning and also online education for more than 26 years. So I hope I can share some of my knowledge, some of my experience from the practitioner point of view, and I hope it will benefit you. And of course, I would really appreciate if you can introduce yourself down here and give me a feedback how I can improve this course, uh, because I need the feedback from time to time to make this module very useful for online educators as well as for students as well. So this is the end of the first part, just to give you an overview of what this series or the module is about, engaging learners for an effective online session. And in the next video, and I will go through in small parts and small segment to go through how we can design our online course, and then put the elements that would engage our students during the asynchronous as well as synchronous session of online course. So I'll see you in the next video.